Combat first aid saves lives. We want every cop to have this training. The bullets are real, the stakes are high. Cops need this training because seconds count.
In 1998, when I was working in Long Beach, Mississippi, I lost 2 fellow officers to an active shooter. They happened to bleed out before medics got there.
And I've been that officer, fresh out of the academy, been with a victim with multiple gunshot wounds, where all you can do is stand there and tell them aid's on the way, where you're awkwardly saying that for 10, 15 minutes or more.
If you don't carry an off-duty weapon, think of this. If you come upon a situation and you could have prevented it by carrying a tool that you are legally able to carry, shame on you. And the same goes for combat first aid.
The classroom and hands-on practical skills taught at combat first aid provide officers and first responders with the know-how and the skills, the actual physical skills, necessary to make life-threatening bleeding something that they can handle. Part of our day includes classroom and other hands-on training environments, whereas the second half of our training day includes all practical and scenario-based training. This gives the user and the attendee the options an opportunity to get their hands dirty and leave with the skills they need.
With this tool, we can at least start the process before the medics come in and do what they need to do.
When an officer goes through our training, they can walk out the door the second that they have finished the class, and they have the tools and the knowledge to then put right into action.
If that was something that all new recruits came out with a base knowledge of, situations that we watched in videos that happened in this country could be avoided.
Or most law enforcement officers will step back and away from a scene like that with the simple tools in which you've taught us. It allows us to step right in and probably easily save people's lives.
So we found it to be kind of like the bulletproof vest. You know, hope you never have to use it, but if you do, there's nothing can really substitute for that.
Well, I've learned that first aid, it's simple. You put a tourniquet on, you cover it, or you stuff it. Plain and simple.
To actually press your hands into open wounds, trying to find the arteries that are creating the blood flow and stopping it is a pretty fascinating thing.
You know, after 25 years of doing this, that you can't teach me anything, one of those kind of attitudes. But I got to tell you that after taking the course, I wish I would have had this course 25 years ago, because I can think back through my career and just think of all the private citizens that I could have helped right now instead of having to wait for that ambulance to come.
We take great pride that we provide this training realistic, so that when they walk out the door at the end of the day, that they could walk right onto the street and perform any of these skills on themselves, a fellow officer, or a citizen. My name is Jennifer Foreman, and I am an owner and instructor of combat first aid for the patrol officer. We firmly believe that it should be combat first and then aid. We want them to be cops first, and then we want them to render aid. We need to get them home at the end of the day, mentally, physically, and emotionally intact.